All right, welcome back. This is board 18 from the fourth session of the Fast Pairs. And yeah, we were on different pages on this one about whether my four diamond bid was forcing. Uh,
Hmm.
it's always a bad feeling when you bid something meaning it is a slam try and it gets passed. Um, but as was the case over and over again on this day, Greg was right. Um, Four diamonds was the limit of the hand when they got a club rough. Um, so let's go through the auction. So the first bid is actually interesting because you have a marginal one spade bid.
I sure do. It's
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, it's a 10 count with a lot of honors and short suits and stuff. That being said, um, not only do we play a fairly aggressive style, but if I were to preempt this hand, you would never play me for these cards. Like I think because our two level white first seat openings are very frequently five cards and
right,
very frequently weaker than this.
right. I would expect this hand without any of the minor suit honors, just Queen Jack 10 sixth and out. That would be like a pretty good preempt for us.
And maybe not even a sixth spade. So there's that very serious concern. The sixth spade is really valuable when evaluating a one spade opening. So I decided to make,
Right.
and
They're
plus it's a very good spade suit.
solid. Yeah.
Uh, so I decided to open this one spade,
Right.
try
And
to
you know
survive.
what you're always worried about when you open these sorts of hands is partner has a good hand with no fit and the
Oh
thing
yeah,
gets out of hand.
just drive to like a hopeless 3-no trump where
Right. Right. So this auction did not go as Greg was hoping.
it did not.
Right. So like I start with a game forcing two diamonds
Hmm.
and our gadget here is that two no trump shows a sixth spade. Uh,
Hmm.
which is a cool agreement so that you can just bid two spades kind of waiting on a lot of the balanced hands. And I bid three clubs, and I think you made a nice bid of three diamonds. Like this spade suit is nice, but it's not worth bidding a third time. And
No, I've shown my sixth spade.
right,
I'm
and
just taking a preference to your first suit.
right, and you don't have a heart stopper, so you don't really want to bid no trump. And now I was like, okay, well, Greg's not bidding no trump, so he doesn't have values in hearts that are wasted. And my singleton ace of spades is going to be great, and he's got some sort of diamond fit for me. Like all I need is ace king of clubs and the king of diamonds, ace of hearts, king of diamonds, king of clubs, for six diamonds to be really good. Um, so I bid four diamonds thinking it was a slam try. Like I'm going past three no trump, and um, we're in a game force, which in my mind, like it never crossed my mind that four diamonds might get past. Um, yeah. So what were you thinking, Greg?
Uh, it's funny as I gather my thoughts, I like my thinking less and less. Um, I know what my thought was at the time.
Okay.
My thought at the time was that uh, you could have bid three hearts here. I mean, obviously, we're not going to play in hearts. Like, we're not seriously suggesting hearts as a contract.
Right.
So, since my two no trump bid was artificial, and there's some concern about the heart suit here. Clearly, your bid of three hearts would be the only way for our partnership to explore four no trumps. Uh,
Unless I just bid three no trump.
sure, right. You could, of course, bid three no trump yourself, and then we would just play there.
Right.
But if you wanted to do that, my thought at the time was, well, he has this three heart bid available um, to sort of get the ball rolling, and I think the major flaw with that thinking is that if you bid three hearts, and I don't bid 3-no. Like I just bid 4 diamonds. I think that's not forcing. Because, here we've made like one of us has like made a grasp for 3-no and the other one has said no, and then you on your side, you could make a judgment call and say like, well, like he doesn't have a heart card and like right. So that
There,
would be
there's
maybe
right.
one
There's an
way.
argument for playing that non-forcing. I mean,
Yeah,
my preference is a game force is a game force, but
sure.
but you have a minor suit fit. You look for no trump. We're missing a stopper. It's just so often that you're off 2 tricks in that suit, and you
Right.
just can't make 5 diamonds.
Right, right. So yeah, I remember initially thinking like, well, like 5 of a minor is such a weenie contract at match points, and it's true that 2/1 is supposed to be game forcing, but when you evaluate the quality of the points that you need to make a game forcing call, right? We usually, what do we say? Like an opening hand opposite an opening hand. So you have like a good 12 or something to do this. And we say that these points are enough for game because what we're really talking about is 3-no trump or 4 of a major, which we all
Sure.
agree is like 25-ish high card points, on balance. And not only have I opened a ratty 10 count, but your initial 2/1 doesn't have to promise the extra values that you need to take that 11th trick.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I put all of that together and I was like, I don't think this is forcing. Uh, because I know we all call the system 2/1 game forcing, but really what we really, really mean deep down inside is 2/1 requires the values to bid 3-no trump or 4 major. Right? I mean, that's the requirements for the bid. Like most people open most 12 counts. Most people make game forcing bids with most 12 counts as responder. 24 points does not make 5 of a minor very often.
Yeah.
So
But
I elected to let this one go. I really don't think this thinking is very good. Like you shouldn't have to just fake a 3 heart cubit on the way to 4 diamonds in order to set up a force. You also shouldn't have to bid. I mean, I guess we would play 4 hearts as kickback here over my 3 diamond bid, but you don't have to ask for key cards just to force or bid 5-no pick a slam or something.
right.
So
Yeah, I mean, to me, the only way that stopping in 4 of a minor makes sense is if you look for no trump first and then bail. But so in
yeah,
my mind, the 3 heart and then 4 diamond bid would be the weaker one. Whereas
right.
giving
Because
up,
if on
don't
this
have
particular hand,
trump.
excuse me, on this particular hand, if you had bid 3 hearts,
Mm-hmm.
I think I would have bid 3 spades
I
because
think you would have.
my spade suit, like I think you already know I have exactly 6. I didn't bid them again. And by bidding 3 spades now, I think I'm suggesting that my spade suit is good enough to play reasonably opposite a singleton,
Right. And I would
which
have
it
raised
is.
that before.
Right.
Um,
Uh,
right. And that was actually part of my 4 diamonds. Like I'm making a slam try,
yep.
but if you weren't interested, if you had bid 4 spades, I was going to pass. I think 4 spades there has to be an offer. Uh,
Interesting. Yeah, I'm glad that didn't come up. I'm not sure I agree with that, but we can fight about it another day. I was so sick about it when I passed and I saw, you do the double take at the pass and you're like, God damn it, I'm making a slam try. I was sick of, I mean, which you didn't say at the table, obviously, but it was pretty clear from your demeanor that you weren't happy. Um, I was extra sick about it because just a few days earlier, um, I had bid 4 diamonds, intending it as a slam try with a different partner in an auction where it absolutely was not forcing. Like I made the opposite mistake of trying to make a slam try with a very, very non-forcing 4 diamond bid, got
yeah.
dropped there and took 12 tricks, and ended up losing a second national title for the week, on,
Yeah.
any number of places, but that one was especially painful because it was such a silly mistake.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, like that has it just happened again? But then somehow, by the grace of God, the clubs are 5-1 and they just took the first 3 tricks. And I remember also our opponents being pretty visibly annoyed at at the result because we were arguing about it like as the dummy was coming down and they're like, hee, these idiots missed a game, and then they just took the first 3 tricks. Like,
Yeah.
what just happened?
Yeah, I was pretty relieved when it went club rough.
Right.
Right. So, the takeaway for people watching this is, having a really good understanding with your partner of what does a 2-over-1 game forcing bid really mean in your partnership. Are there any exceptions where we're willing to let the auction die in 4 of a minor? If that's the case, I think it has to be we like actively look for 3-no trump, figure out we're missing a stopper, and are just off 2 or 3 tricks in that suit, and don't think we can take the other 11. Which is why I think, by not looking for 3-no trump, just bidding 4 diamonds, I think should be the stronger forcing way rather than 3 hearts.
Yeah.
So we were just on different pages there.
Well, I mean, I will say I would not have passed 4 diamonds if I had a full Roth stone opener, right? Like the fact that I had opened this 10 count was part of the calculation, but you have to understand that that calculation is not like Adam hasn't limited his hand here. Right? Like in my mind, I thought he had by not bidding 3 hearts. That thinking was flawed. Adam could have this same hand with the ace of hearts and the ace of clubs and still bid this way, expecting his bid to be completely forcing, and we could just be playing 4 diamonds making 7. So it's important not to like, if you look back at the initial 1 spade bid and feel bad about it and feel like maybe it was a mistake, you can't fix that mistake by making another one later in the auction.
Right.
You can't do that. It's the same argument as like if you've responded on marginal values at the 1 level and partner makes a forcing jump shift, you can't catch up by just passing the forcing bid. You have to.
I see this all the time.
Yeah, because that you say, well, I responded on a 5 count and now I'm nervous. Like, well, you just can't fix one mistake by making a second
Right.
one, which is kind of what I did here. We
Right.
landed on our feet, but this is not a triumph.
No, we got very lucky.
Yeah.
So my recommendation is 2-over-1 bids are forcing the game. If that game is 5 of a minor, that game's 5 of a minor. And certainly there are going to be some hands where it's non-optimal. And it's like, oh, I wish we could have stopped in 5 diamonds on this hand, or 4 diamonds on this hand. But, unless you have really clear agreements about when that would apply, now you're just, every time you bid 4 of a minor, you're just like a little worried that maybe partner's going to pass it. So something good to talk about with your partners. All right, more hands coming.